From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. President Donald Trump's administration has acknowledged mistakenly deporting a Maryland man with protected legal status to a notorious El Salvador prison, but is arguing against him returning to federal custody in the United States because of alleged gang ties. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials admitted in court on Monday to an administrative error in deporting the 29-year-old man, generating immediate uproar from immigration advocates. Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia was arrested on March 12th after completing a shift as a sheet metal worker apprentice at a construction site in Baltimore, according to a complaint filed in federal court by his lawyers. Abrego Garcia was then sent to a notorious prison in his home country, the Terrorism Confinement Center, or CCOT, which activists say is rife with abuses and where inmates are packed into cells and never allowed outside. He was placed at CCOT despite an immigration judge's ruling in 2019 that he not be deported to El Salvador because he had established it was more likely than not that he would be persecuted by gangs, according to his lawyer's complaint. The regime argued against his return to the United States, citing alleged gang ties and claiming that he is a danger to the community. The administration stated that his gang ties were confirmed at a 2019 bond proceeding and upheld by the Board of Immigration Appeals. And now this news from Erie. According to USA Today, even the cold temperatures could not stop the Erie transgender community and their supporters from rallying at Perry Square on Monday during an International Transgender Day of Visibility event. More than 100 participants gathered downtown to deliver the message that the transgender community exists in Erie. We want people to see us, we want people to hear us, and we want people to know that we are alive and thriving and doing well, said Tyler Titus, a participant at Erie and Erie City Council member. We will always be here, and we want the community to see that it is possible to be who you are as your full self and to come together in community. That is what Trans Day of Visibility is all about. The transgender community and their supporters made their message clear. They want to be seen. Participants stated that they could have held the rally indoors, but they felt it wouldn't help spread the message of visibility. Trans Day of Visibility is a day to be visible, rally-goer Molna Dovat said. Visibility has its beauties and its burdens. Unfortunately, with visibility comes risks. We are visible for ourselves, for others, and for those who can't be, because that's sad reality of today, how many people can't be visible. The gathering at 6 p.m. with speeches from members of the transgender community on why not just this day, but every day matters for them to be visible. Participants through the rally were able to share their stories and express some of their daily struggles and battles. In other news about the transgender community, WDIY is reporting that for the first time on Monday, Allentown, Bethlehem and Easton all held flag-raising ceremonies for Transgender Day of Visibility. Created in 2010, the annual observation celebrates the lives and contributions of transgender people and draws attention to the discrimination the community faces. Corinne Goodwin, chair of the Eastern PA Transgender Equity Project, explained that being visible as a community can help to break the stigma surrounding its members. We've always known that we had to be visible because when you're visible and you're telling your stories, you create empathy. Most of us live very, very, very mundane lives, but we know that when people see us and people hear us, we'll create empathy that will allow us to move forward and gain the protections under law that we deserve. Those protections don't exist in many places around the United States, and speakers at the event emphasized that existing protections are being threatened by recent executive orders and legislative proposals. One of those pieces of legislation is Pennsylvania Senate Bill 9, otherwise known as the Save Women's Sports Act, which would restrict trans students from participating in school sports statewide. Speakers like Brenna Gorm, a volunteer with the Trans Equity Project, called on event attendees to contact their legislators and urge them to oppose legislation of this kind. We're being talked about more than ever. We're being seen more than ever, and we're being targeted in a big way because of that. Full disclosure, Pennsylvania Equality Project is on record as opposing Pennsylvania Senate Bill 9. If you watch our news videos on YouTube, please subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.